much to my surprise, I just received notification that my Super Duty is in production. and I'm completely shocked. I didn't expect that they would even build it this year, and if they did, I was kind of thinking maybe October or September, somewhere in that range. That's how it tends to usually go with Ford. So I ordered it in January, the end of January, January 29th. And like I said, you know, I knew I was a late order. I knew it was going to be a while. So I thought, they're probably not going to build it anytime soon. So I wasn't really planning on making plans to get it anytime soon. And now I received notification at the end of March that it will be built in May. And then I went onto the website to double check to be like, you know, is this real? And the website says that it will be built in April. April 22nd is the week that it is scheduled to be built. And that's crazy. So now I've got to figure out how I'm going to buy it. And I do realize there's like 18,000 orders in the order banks as of last week. The unscheduled orders. So I do feel like I've skipped ahead here, and I don't know how or why any of that happened. I was only priority 19, so it wasn't like it was a, you know, high priority order or anything like that. I do know that the dealer I ordered through has no other Super Duty orders still today, so maybe that had something to do with it. I don't really know, but I'm just amazed. Not only one, that it's getting built 3 months after I ordered it, but also that I'm going to get it at X-Plan pricing while doing all that. So yeah, I have to decide how I'm going to do it. You know, my end goal was hopefully the property would sell and I could get it that way. That doesn't seem to be happening so far. I don't know if it's just my realtor's not doing a good job, or I don't know. But there has been little to no interest for a few months. And I got onto my realtor. I was like, you know, you don't even have a sign in the yard. Like, there's not even a sign saying, hey, this property's for sale. So she went down there and put up a sign. And since then, it has been non-stop traffic. People looking at the property, going to it, doing all that. I have received one offer. The offer was way too low for even consideration. I've got a number that I'd like to have, and I've got a number that I would absolutely take as a minimum. If I receive no other offers, I'll take that one. This was well below that. And so I just straight told the guy, no, thanks anyway. I'm not even going to counter offer. I'm not even going to give you a chance to re-offer. Like, that was too low. I mean, he could re-offer, but you know, I made out like I'm not going to entertain that because that was just way too low. But we'll see. Like I said, I've got some numbers in mind. The absolute minimum number that I have in mind is what I feel like I should be able to get. I don't know. I don't know what to base this on, but I know that, you know, the initial, what the property is worth, what do they call that? Appraisal. The initial appraisal was that number. And I was like, well, that's perfect. That's what I want. And then my realtor's like, well, you know, if it can be zoned for commercial, we could probably get a little bit more out of it. And I was like, okay, let's look into it. And it can. So we listed it for the little bit more price. And obviously I'd like to get somewhere in the middle between those two prices, but my absolute minimum is what it originally appraised at as residential. So, I guess if anyone's serious enough to actually make a real offer, I'll probably just take it. But that was the plan, you know. Hopefully the land would sell. I could pay off my Lightning and maybe pay off this car. I'm not real sure on that just yet. But I could use the remainder to go ahead and buy that Super Duty. And then the plan was to buy the Super Duty with that money. And then if I do decide that I want to do the fifth wheel camper, which I've talked about it for years and never actually done it, I would sell the Rivian because it is worth enough and it's paid off, to the fact that, you know, I could take that money, go buy a fifth wheel camper, and if it's just not everything I thought it would be, I wouldn't lose a whole lot of money selling it within a year and saying, you know, I want my money back, I'll just go buy another Rivian or something. Plans never work out the way you really expect them to. Rivian is ending their discounted pricing coming in September, so I need to make that decision by September. If I'm going to want to get another Rivian, I have to do it before September, or I'm going to lose my 20% discount pricing that I have with Rivian. But long story short, like I say, things never work out the way you expect. And so right now I have to decide what am I going to do to actually get this big truck. Like I said, originally I was going to pay off my Lightning and then trade the Lightning for the big truck and only have about a $20,000 or $30,000 difference to pay out of pocket and just be, you know, own it in cash. It'd be good. Didn't sell the land, and then now the Lightning's value has dropped so much since I bought it. You know, when the truck was brand new, it was worth $96,000, $97,000. I can't remember the exact number. I've got the window sticker, but you know, we'll say $96,000. And when I bought it a year later, it was worth, well, I don't know how you really determine worth, because I paid $69,000 for it. And I felt like that was really low. I felt like compared to the MSRP, I was getting a good deal. And now, you know, I've gotten offers of $50,000 to $55,000 for it. So it's definitely not worth what I thought it was worth. And I know that a lot of what's been going on has changed the value dramatically, and there's not much you can do about that. So yeah, at this point, if I were to trade the Lightning for the truck, there is still a loan on the Lightning. I would end up with less than $25,000 actual cash value that I can put toward the F350. And that would mean that I would have to finance somewhere a little over $75,000, and that would be a payment way too big. It wouldn't make any sense to do that. So I guess option number two is, you know, look at what else I've got. And, well, I have the Rivian, and it's worth about $80,000 to $85,000 right now. And that would leave me with about $20,000 difference on the F350, which, if everything works out, I would actually just pay that in cash. I wouldn't have to finance anything, and it would be paid for. And it's always a good deal for me when I can trade a paid off car for a paid off car. Yeah, I've got to put some with it, but just for it to be paid off in the end sounds like a better deal to me. And yeah, the Rivian was the if I want to go get a camper deal. So I'm kind of skipping ahead on that and buying the truck with the Rivian. But if and when the property does actually sell, I could use that money for the camper instead of the truck. And still complete the plan, just not in the order that I expected to complete it. So we'll see where all this goes. I don't really know which direction I'm going to go just yet. Obviously, I want to try to get the truck. At X-Plan pricing and it being in such limited supply, I honestly could go buy the truck tomorrow, take it to the nearest dealer down the street, and sell it back to them for $5,000 profit, maybe 10. And when you can do that, it's hard not to at this point. You know, it's hard not to get it, because even if I change my mind, I could just go sell it and potentially profit. With the Rivian, if I'm able to sell it at 85, I would profit 5,000. That's, you know, it's not common to be able to sell a car and profit. So I'm all about it. I'll do it all day if I can. Honestly, I do like the Rivian, and I feel like it's probably one of my favorite cars. If I had to pick one to get rid of, it would be the Lightning over the Rivian. But at this point, because the value has dropped so much, I'm not interested in taking that big of a hit on the truck. It's worth more to me to keep it than it is $50,000 or $55,000. For $55,000, I could not buy, you know, that much battery out of Tesla Solar to power my house when the power goes out, which is exactly what I'll do with it. If nothing else, for $55,000, I will hook it up to my house full time for battery backup if and when the power goes out. I mean, obviously it's a truck, I'm gonna drive it, but you get what I'm saying. You know, if nothing else, I would just not drive it and use it for that purpose. So, because the value is, what it offers is way higher than the value that it's going for right now, and I'm not taking that big of a hit for it. So yeah, we'll see where it goes. I hate to step out of my Rivian at this point, but it does open up doors in the future. You know, like I said, if I end up deciding not to do the fifth wheel camper for whatever reason, I could take that money and go get me another R1T, because I really liked my R1T better than I did my R1S. They're good cars, they're both good cars, but it leaves opportunities open in the future if and when the property sells. Plus R1Ts are a little cheaper. But I mean, at that point, I'd have 3 trucks. Do I need 3 trucks? Probably not. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see where it all goes. Right now, the plan, tentatively, is that I'm going to sell my Rivian and use that money to go buy the F350 dual rear wheel with it. And we'll see. We'll see where it goes. You know, if I don't get my own camper and do the fifth wheel camping idea, I do have some other ideas of potentially doing moving campers for people for money. And then so that could just be one more revenue stream for me, while also getting to travel the world and see things like I like to do. So all TBD, but we will see. I'm just shocked. I'm still shocked that they're actually put me in production. Now, there are things that could happen. It could get delayed. You know, they could push it back. But as of lately, from what I've been seeing, they've been producing limiteds without issue. And when it's a limited, they don't skimp out anymore. There's no like, oh, multi-contour seat removal and heated steering wheel removal. Nah, the Platinums will get all that removed all day. But when you go limited, you're the top of the line customer, and they're like, okay, we're not going to remove stuff from this guy. So if all goes to plan. Now, if it shows up and it has something major removed, like heated steering wheel, I like my heated steering wheel. I will probably walk if that happens. Just because I'm not, you know, I would have waited until October to get everything with it. I don't need it right now. So don't push me to the front of the line and start removing stuff. I will take it once it's ready to be fully built. But we'll see. We'll track that progress. Right now they're showing April 22nd. So by then I should be able to track the modules. And if the modules populate that week, then that means it's being built that week. And then we should be able to see from there whether it has any kind of removals, which will go ahead and let me know right away. Do I need to sell the Rivian, or can I just keep it and say, no, I'm not doing this? Anyway, we got cars that are in the left lane going real slow, and yeah, I'm gonna try to get around them. So see you guys later.